what was the big decision maker? Because again, you invested many years into your law enforcement career, all the things you did, and then you just said, "I'm done. I'm going to go train dogs." What was that? What was that process for you?
Yeah. So it's a little soft topic, hard for me to talk about, but as you guys can hear, my background is very intense and my
Yes.
resume is very large.
Yeah.
And I've poured everything I've ever gotten, earned into law enforcement. And, my whole family and friends, they just knew me as a cop. Like, that's who I am. Everything I built in my life was law enforcement. And, like I said earlier, I was going through some personal stuff outside of work. And unfortunately, I've had to make some decisions outside of work that then kind of influenced some decisions on the job. And, I was kind of put into a position where I either leave or it's going to come to a place that I didn't want it to go to.
Yeah.
So I decided to, before it got worse, I decided to put my, resignation letter in. And, unfortunately, it's a decision that I got to fucking live with the rest of my life. And I will fucking say it, man. Like after that, I tried to commit suicide like 5 times. It was not a
After you left?
yeah, yeah.
Oh.
It was not pleasant. Because when I left, I felt like I left everything.
So that I guess I want to stick on that. And again, I respect what you're talking about, and I want to keep that moment. But it's that transition from leaving. How were you treated when you left by the summary?
Yeah.
This is a lot of the part I hate. I've left 4 agencies. I've had 2 positive experiences where like, dude, I totally understand. You got to do what you got to do for your family. You always have a place here. Loved everything you did. I've had 2 negative experiences where they didn't want to fucking talk to me, and I was blacklisted basically. Like, fuck you. We wasted our time. Like that kind of thing. So I somewhat understand, but I just want to capture that as much as I can.
Well, I think the hardest thing for me that I had to chew on was like when I transferred from Simsbury to Newington,
Yeah.
there was only like a handful of guys that really kept communication, and
Really?
yeah, like
Why?
and not even my one of my closest friends that was my FTO, that was my partner in the schools, like it felt very distant. Like there was like that huge distance. Like you made the fucking decision to go somewhere else. How dare you? Like you left us. That whole ordeal. Then I had a couple of my other buddies that would like just keep in touch. But it all fades over time. And it's funny because when you're on the job, you see these dudes retire. They're older. They hit their 25, they're 20, they're 30, whatever, and they're out. And you kind of like say like, "Oh, I haven't heard from him in a few days," and it's like, well, I guess that's what happens. Until you live it and you're like, holy shit, like, okay, I guess that is what happens. Like when you're done, you're done. Like there is no fucking blue line after you leave.
Yeah.
It's done.
Dude,
At least that's my personal take.
You are right.
I've been very fortunate though. Like when I left Newington, the chief cried when I had to give my letter. It was not an easy decision for me or for the agency. It was a really fucking shitty situation.
Yep.